Alabama Governor Ivey continued to dominate the GOP governor's race on Wednesday, despite her persistent no-shows to the debates. "I would think as long as her internal polling data shows she's far ahead, she can resist debating," said Waymon Burke, a political science professor at Calhoun Community College. "It's beneficial for her not to stand side by side with her challengers." Ivey's campaign provided no reaction Thursday to the Written by Yale.com debate at the Lyric Fine Arts Theatre in Birmingham on Wednesday, despite her name being mentioned throughout the night. Ivey, in Birmingham Thursday, that she had not watched the debate. She spent Wednesday in coastal Alabama, and attended an Alabama Gulf Coast Recovery Council meeting. What was Ivey doing during the gubernatorial debate? https://t.co/cams94.org. William Thornton, at Bill and East Ale, April 19, 2018. All three Republican governor candidates who attended, Huntsville Mayor Tommy Battle, Senator Bill Hightower of Mobile and Evangelist Scott Dawson of Birmingham, took repeated shots at the sitting governor, whose podium stood darkened during the 90-minute debate. "I think she's wishing she was here tonight right now," Dawson said at one point in the debate. "But does she?" Ivey looms. Large political pundits statewide believe Ivey's campaign is doing the smart thing by keeping the 73-year-old governor away from public debates against her younger rivals. They also believe Ivey, whose campaign is by far the most well-funded with more than $2 million in the bank, is the prohibitive favorite to win the June 5 Republican primary. Candace Cooksey, a mobile-based political consultant who is not involved in the governor's race, attended Wednesday's debate. She said she understands Ivey's strategy of not participating. Still, Cooksey said the three challengers should be applauded for answering difficult questions posed by a panel that included Reckon's Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist John Archibald, ABC 3340's Lauren Walsh, and AL.com contributor Cameron Smith of the R Street Institute. "I think, as a citizen, I'd like to see her face tough questions and see her think on her feet," said Cooksey. This was a tough debate. Ivey's three GOP rivals believe they have the political chops to pressure Ivey to make a public splash in the final month ahead of the primary. At the Reckoned debate, each told AL.com afterward that it's important for the governor to speak to the public about her platform. "The three of us got to stand up here and say this is what we'd do as governor," said Battle. Said Hightower, "The questions asked and probed at were deep and complex issues. The fact the governor is not here to answer those questions, people begin to say, why not? I think that is a problem." Dawson, in pleading to Ivey directly, said, "Show up to these debates." Even politicians who showed up wanted to hear what the governor had to say. Among them was State Rep. Will Ainsworth, of Guntersville, who is running for lieutenant governor. "I think if you're running for office, you certainly need to be at debates," said Ainsworth. "You got to show up and talk about your vision for the state." He added, "I'm not involved in the governor's campaign and with her strategy. But I can speak for myself. The public deserves to hear your message, your vision for Alabama and what you want to do." Steve Flowers, a former Republican member of the Alabama House and political analyst whose weekly column appears in about 60 newspapers statewide, said he believes Ivey's lead is comfortable enough that she doesn't benefit from participating in the debates. He said she's benefited from the power of incumbency, which brings name recognition. Ivey, though, has never won election to the governor's seat. She assumed the office about 1 year ago after former Gov. Robert Bentley resigned following an alleged sex scandal with a former aide. "The majority of the people in the state haven't heard of Tommy Battle or Bill Hightower or Scott Dawson," said Flowers. "But if you poll the average person in Slocum, Alabama, they'll say, yeah, I know who Ivey is and I'll vote for her," said Flowers. "But if they see her up against a younger and vibrant person at a debate, and she stutters and cannot answer the questions or slips and falls or something like that, then it makes it look like, am I voting for someone for president of the nursing home or am I voting for governor?" Organized, informative debate. Republican leadership, meanwhile, is proud of the debate, sans Ivey. Terry Lathan, chairwoman of the Alabama GOP, attended with Republican representatives throughout the state including Jefferson County GOP chairwoman Sally Bryant. The Reckoned team in ABC 3340 ran a very organized and informative debate with our Republican candidates, Lathan said in an email to AL.com early Thursday. "Tough questions had good straightforward answers. Our GOP candidates showcased strong mastery of issues, shared their vision for Alabama and reminded us of the stark differences between liberal agendas and conservative Republicans." Pundits have split views over who won the debate, given that the prohibitive frontrunner was absent. Flower said he thought Dawson did a good job at answering questions which were asked of him, and Hightower came across more outspoken than in past events. Battle, meanwhile, showcased some more lighthearted moments on stage, including a gentle jab at Archibald. Holding up a copy of Wednesday's Birmingham News with a story about Archibald's Pulitzer Prize win on the front page, Battle queried, "Did you really win a Pulitzer?" "I was enjoying myself," said Battle. "When it was over, I was like, wow, this is already done." Battle did elicit some groans from a crowd of mostly conservative attendees by suggesting he would consider an increase in the state's gasoline tax to help finance road construction. "My views on the gas tax is that it's one of the tools you may have to use," said Battle. "You got to do something on infrastructure and roads. It's not an want to, or a maybe we will, but we have to do something." Battle did disagree with Hightower on their viewpoints about separation of powers. Hightower said it's up to the legislative body to hold the Judiciary Inquiry Commission accountable, and that there should be an impeachment process against judicial offices, like we do with any other offices. Hightower said that he did not like how a one-sided process unfolded in the past removal of former Alabama Supreme Court Chief Justice Roy Moore. The JIC filed ethics violation charges against Moore in 2016, after the former judge directed probate judges to not issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples even after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled gay marriage legal. Judge Moore was not the only person who has a problem with the JIC, said Hightower. "There are a lot of people who are afraid. They are liberally focused, and we have some of the most conservative judges in Alabama because they are elected." Battle, though, said the legislature is in place to legislate. "I don't want the legislature to make political decisions on judges or the court system," said Battle. Hightower and Battle also differed on immigration policy. Battle, as mayor of a growing city, said Huntsville doesn't want to send a message of exclusion, adding, "One of the things I'll make sure of is that we'll not exclude people." In 2017, Huntsville council meetings were attended by residents pushing for leaders to consider making it a sanctuary city. "One of the things we don't want in Alabama are sanctuary cities," said Hightower. "We don't want our government with a catch-and-release philosophy." Dawson, perhaps, got the loudest applause of the night for articulating a school safety that includes the voluntary arming of teachers, providing extensive training for them, and coordinating on school safety plans with local police. He said that teachers would get paid a stipend for going through the training. Ainsworth, who sponsored a teacher arming bill in the Alabama legislature this past spring, applauded Dawson's plan. Arming teachers has become a politically polarizing issue since it was first mentioned by President Donald Trump following the Feb. 14 school massacre at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. An NPR ISPOS poll, taken in March, shows that while a majority of Americans oppose arming teachers, 71% of Republican men agree with the idea. "It was one of the loudest applauses tonight," said Ainsworth, referring to Dawson's position. "People want to make sure we keep our kids